Hello everyone, Treecks here with part 2 of Metroid. Last time we cleared out a good chunk of Norfair, yes Norfair, even though I called it Brinstar. This time we're going to see what we can do in Norfair. This place is a lot more dangerous. Enemies here are quicker, more annoying, harder to hit, and they take a lot more hits, and if they hit you, you die. Not instantly, of course, but they do more damage. Okay, watch out for these traps over here. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing, but let's just ignore them. We can easily jump over them. Whenever you enter Norfair, go in the left door first, because there's an immediate upgrade waiting for us here. These enemies take a ton of hits. I do like to kill them, because I want their energy. Okay, I'm at full health again, excluding my energy tank. Okay, there's a missile expansion up here, giving us more missiles, 5 more. Quickly jump over here. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, this place is a fake wall. And whenever you bump into the wall, use your bombs to blow up sections of the wall to continue further on. Nintendo is trying to make us think this is a dead end, but it's not. There's actually more stuff behind here. I'd like to kill you before I continue, because I'm going to get hit guaranteed. I could use my missiles, I know, but I normally just use them on doors and bosses. These small enemies don't really take too many, so normal hits, I mean. Okay, let's see what we have here. Most of these rooms are very similar to each other. That's something the first Metroid game is very known for. Ow. Ow. Thank you for the health. Even though you took more health away from me than you gave back. Normally I don't care too much for getting hit, because dying doesn't give you too big of a penalty in this game. Especially in this part, because it just put me back in the middle, and that's something I'm going back to anyway. Because I believe, yeah, I'm going back to the elevator to Norfair, because now I am done with this section. I'm pretty sure there's only 2 missile tanks over here. I'm going to take the shortcut back. Yeah, I don't care for your game over. I did it deliberately. I wanted to go back here. And I was so low on health that 30 energy it starts me off here isn't too big of a punishment. Because I was at 50 or something, I don't care. As you can see, a cool little strategy to get back quicker in some places. Sometimes dying is actually quicker than walking back. A death warp is what it's called in technical terms. Since this game does not have a life system, that's not a thing you should not be doing because of it. And on the way to the next item, I'm just going to kill some enemies to grind for energy. Another way, no. Another way to grind for energy. That's not something you can do constantly, because it's only limited uses. That's grabbing an energy tank. Whenever you grab a new energy tank, it does not just give you 100 extra hit points, it also completely heals you, including all the energy tanks you have at that moment. However, that's not something I can use right now, because the next energy tank is gonna be for a while. This game does not have that many energy tanks, unlike future Metroid games, where it's perfectly normal to have like 12, 13, 14 of these energy tanks. This game has only 7, I believe, of which you can only carry 5. Because there's a maximum number of energy tanks you can carry in this game. There are more energy tanks than you can actually carry. Most of the energy refills are just 5. There are 10 or 20. Where do I want to go now? I always get confused by this corridor. I believe the one that's down here doesn't bring us anywhere. This was a dead end. I'm pretty sure this is a dead end, so I'm going to go down further. I know you can go down further. Door on the left is a dead end, I'm pretty sure. It leads nowhere. No, that's not true. No, it's the door underneath here. I should be able to remember these things. I do remember them, but not exactly. I know this door has something we want. Here's the next upgrade. Because like I told in the first part, I do remember where all the upgrades are. Or the game progression items, let's call them like that. It's just these upgrades, the missile tanks and the energy tanks and stuff that I am not really sure about. Yeah, we have the high jump boots now. A demonstration. As you can see, we can now jump higher. That's always a must in Metroid games. I always love the high jump boots in every Metroid game. Because I've always thought that the regular jump height of Samus, especially in the more modern ones like Metroid Fusion and Metroid Zero Mission, is way too low. Always annoys me. Okay, getting back up here is annoying as well, because once again we need to make use of the respawning of these blocks. Ow. And when they hit you, they hurt you. Not that much, but still. Now I'm going in here, because I remember it was the corridor underneath the one with the high jump boot that was the empty one. This one does have some things. Right, these tube enemies are what I consider sacred in Metroid games, because these things have infinite enemies. Go away. And what's so fun about infinite enemies? Well, infinite enemies means infinite spawning. So these things can be used for grinding. It's not really working because I get killed by another enemy. I'm going to stay here for a while. Getting my energy up to a higher point. So don't get hit all the time. So not really working that well. Get hit again. I can even stay up to 50 health, come on. Yeah, this is a very annoying corridor, as you can see. If you die, then I'm happy. Thank you. I'm almost dead already. Another thing about these enemies, as you can see, a new enemy will not form unless the pickup item they leave behind, whether it be a missile or an energy, unless that one is also off screen, the enemy will not respawn. Finally that thing dies. Okay, trying to get back up to 99 before I continue. I'm pretty sure there's not an energy tank in this corridor, so I do need the health here. Right, grinding aside, getting hit immediately again. Now, I always thought that just blazing through here is the quickest way, because getting rid of all these guys is not really worth it. Okay, shoot the cracked blocks here to get past. Not always necessary, you can jump over some of them, as you can see. Okay, let's see if I can grab you. Yes, I can. Going through here, because obviously another fake wall. Okay, where do we end up? A place with a ledge that we cannot jump. However, we can freeze enemies. Freezing enemies makes them a platform. Jumping over here gives us missile expansion number 4. You could say number 3, because the first one is the missile launcher in general, giving you 5. But that's not all. There's another one. Right beside it. Okay. Trying not to get killed. Getting back. Come on. I'm just gonna leave you be. Let's get out of here. I'm not gonna care if I die, because like I said before, sometimes dying is quicker. Which I once again think is the case. I'll try to get back normally, because where I need to go next isn't that far. But the start of this region, Norfair, is also not very far from where I need to go, so it doesn't really matter in this case. I'm not gonna grind on you. Got all these purple guys are going to kill me anyway. Trying to freeze you. Thank you. I can walk past you. Yeah, prepare for dying a lot in this game. If somebody's watching this, you're probably not gonna die if you're ever going to try this, or if you've already tried this, because who doesn't play this game, but prepare for me dying a lot, because like I said, I really suck at Metroid. I don't consider myself a bad Metroid player, but I do consider myself a bad Metroid player if you just count the first game. The later Metroid games are way more my thing. Let's see where I am. I'm getting lost already. This is not the corridor I want. How can I get up there without dying? Probably not. Okay, this is where I need to be. The trick you can use, because there's no crouch jumping like I said earlier, the trick you can use to get rid of these guys, if you have no way of getting on a lower platform to kill them, that's just to lay bombs on them, because they do appear on the ground level. Why is the game giving me missiles? I need energy. I have 13 energy and I'm full of missiles. Anyway, going into this corridor gives you another missile expansion. You stay frozen for a while. Going left, just like the previous room, another missile expansion. And to top it all off, another one. There's 3 missile expansions right next to each other in this room. Hooray, hooray. I'm gonna jump in place for a while to emulate cheering, because they forgot to put in a cheer button in this game. Imagine that. Would have been the first thing I thought up if I made a game. Make a way to pose your character to show happiness. Yay, I succeeded at something. Right, we're not done in this corridor yet. The rightmost corridor in Norfair. There's more stuff up here. I'm going to need to be careful. That was worth it. Freeze you. Really, the game really doesn't want to give me energy today. Ah, froze it too early. Come on, move. What you want to do is freeze it in there so it doesn't bother you. Because once again, just like in a lower part of this corridor, you can move further up. Thank you. This is the top of the corridor, by the way, you can't go any further up. The top left door of this corridor, there is more No, I'm not gonna grind. I'm gonna die anyway once I get this. Like I said, there's more stuff. In this case, more missile expansions. Okay, that's all we can do here for now. Making our missile count go up a lot in Norfair, but we're going back to Brinstar now, so death warp to the elevator. I was below 30 health anyway, so dying actually helps me, gets me back to my next destination quicker, and it even healed me a little bit, because I have more energy now than I had before I died. See, dying isn't always a bad thing in video games, sometimes you can even benefit from it. Especially me, since I'm very good at dying in this game. Okay, we're back in Norfair, so now we're going to go to the top of the golden shaft. Norfair can be distinguished with the two shafts, like I said in the first part. The blue shaft and the golden shaft. We're going to the golden shaft now, which is the first one we meet if we come from Norfair. From Brinstar. No. Yeah, from Norfair to Brinstar. This is Brinstar. Like I said earlier, I always mix those two up. Don't know why. Because the names aren't similar, the areas aren't similar. But still, Norfair and Brinstar, I keep mixing those two up. Oh, dang it. I'm gonna die again. Because the game refuses to give me energy. Because like I said before, the people who have played this game know this, but normally you get a lot more energy than I'm getting right now. I'm getting very unlucky. And beside that, I'm also a crappy player at Metroid, so it'd be a miracle if I make it to the end, to be honest. Once again, that's not a bad thing. The previous longer Let's Play was Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and that one went way too easy, even though I challenged myself there. So why not just do a game now that I'm not particularly good at? Because I consider myself a pretty decent gamer, with Nintendo games especially. That does not mean I'm good at every game. Nobody is good at every game. I just like the variation. But once again, I'm not a bad Metroid player. You will see that in a later Metroid. I am just bad at this game. For some reason the mechanics and the old programming of the NES sometimes just gets to me. There's a couple of pretty nasty things in this game sometimes. And for that reason, for no surprise, I consider this the hardest Metroid game of them all. It's the first one, but it's also the most hard. It's not undoable. So far I consider only one death. Even that one was not really my fault, I think, because I got stuck in the stupid lava pit. Alright, this corridor is the one we want, the green one. Thank God for going into the correct corridor immediately. All the other deaths were death warps, so I don't count those. Right, there's a couple of dangerous enemies here once again, another of these enemy spawning pipes. Right, this is a very annoying section, as you're forced to use the morph ball here to get through these tunnels here, but enemies are in the tunnels as well. Right, we need to stay on the top here, so morph ball jump. Come on, morph ball jump. I know you can do that, Samus. Yeah, you were I was waiting for. I'm going back. You can jump back there if you time your morph ball's bombs correctly, but as you can see, apparently the game doesn't want me to do that either. This is the reason why you need the top path, because as you can see the other ones weren't going to get you anywhere. Right, this room. Get rid of the enemy first, because this wafer is going to get annoying. Another room with a secret. There's a fake wall. Some of these blocks can be shot. There we go. You need the long jump here, the high jump here, as you can see. There's no way you could have made that normally. Probably still a way to sequence break that, but I'm not going to use that if that's there. I can't even use it right now because I already have the high jump boots. Wait for the stupid zoomer to get out of the way. But once again, you can't crouch jump. Crouch shoot them. You can lay bombs to kill them, but that doesn't work if they're moving the same direction as you. And jumping over them is not really an option as well. Okay, this is an item I considerably need it, because this is the Varia suit. It will change your color scheme a bit, so as you can see we're pink now. But what does the Varia suit do? Well, to put it easy, it gives you more defense. Enemies do less damage to you now. You can survive in acid longer now. You can survive in lava longer now. It just cuts down your damage a lot. Something I obviously needed. Why am I bothered by these enemies? It's not necessary. Right, with the Varia suit in hand, returning to the green corridor we came from. I think I'm going to call it here. I can see the time is running out. This has been part 2. Next time we're going to continue our quest through Zebes, finding items, and more importantly using them to find the space pirate generals we need to kill to get to Mother Brain. Next time, Treecks out.